Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Father's Day is coming up this week, and just it puts us in mind of our own fathers who have actually are in heaven at this time. So there's a couple conversations that were coming up as we were remembering our dads, and it's basically just what grief, healing, and loss. We do actually have a lot of people in our age group who have lost their dads. Of course, we're celebrating the dads that are still here. You guys can get down in the comment section and let us know something, a good memory that you have of your dad. We would absolutely love to hear from you. But we decided to have a conversation, have a few things to talk about. So we're just gonna kind of roll with it. It may get a little bit heavy, but just stick with us as we process, because we promised you we're healing out loud.
Yes.
So that's what this episode is going to be about. So who wants to start? Where do you guys want to start?
Good memories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with that. What good memories do you have?
Well, this is gonna be what, the first? Is it?
Oh, second.
It's the
For yours?
second.
Second.
Second Father's Day without our dad.
Yeah.
Ours has been a couple of years.
17.
Wow.
17
years.
years.
And it
Wow.
feels like, still feels like yesterday.
Absolutely.
For sure.
When they say you really just don't get over it, you really just don't.
I
I mean,
think-
time heals, but you don't get over it.
Yeah.
It's still hard.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to start since yours is more recent?
More recent? I mean, as far as good memories, there's so many. I guess it's hard because we kind of celebrate everything together. We always celebrated everything together. So you always feel that gap when we do anything. You can feel the presence of his presence is not there. So still trying to cope with that. Good memories. Oh my gosh, Elaine.
Good memories are endless.
I
You know
know.
what's weird? For some reason, and I can't even remember the details, but I remember there's a picture of me and Dad on a horse back in Kenya. I was like
Oh,
literally
yes.
like probably what, like
Probably younger.
6 years old. But that picture just kept popping up in my mind this week for some reason. And it's him in like a cowboy hat. We're on a horse. He went horse riding, and it just made me smile. But there's so many memories. I think for me, the most recent memory, as hard as it was, is the last Christmas that we had with him. That was a really, really good memory. It wasn't ideal. We had Christmas in the hospital, but I think it's because he fought so hard. So the fact that he did that for us made it mean so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine was Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, which we also had in the hospital, but we brought food. There was literally a Thanksgiving feast in his room.
We got to feed the nurses and everything.
Fed everybody.
The Kenyan way?
Yes,
Yes.
made sure we watched football. Just try to make it as normal as possible. The kids thought they were in the playground as usual. They had a good time in the room just playing. So, I mean, he was sick, but you wouldn't know because he just showed up 100%.
And he always showed up 100%.
Yeah.
The very last minute.
For sure.
Well, I don't know. It's amazing to hear how you guys took whatever situation you guys had and made the best out of it. You know? Like, being in the hospital is not the best
scenario.
ideal, but
Yeah.
you guys, like you said, you made the best out of it, and that's.
We had a Christmas tree in there and
Yeah, we
everything.
did.
Well, they
Nice.
allowed us to bring
Nice.
like it was about
mini,
this big,
yeah.
but it was a little mini Christmas tree. We
Decorated.
decorated the room for him. Yeah, so at least the holiday, we had the holiday season. He gave us that, and I feel like that meant so much. Because
That was a gift.
it
Yeah.
was a gift. It was a gift.
Yeah.
I don't know. My dad was hilarious. He
Comedy.
loved. So everybody thought he's this serious. He was an accountant, so of course.
They're always so serious.
Yes, he had this studious face and no approach, no don't come close. But he was comical. He was comical. He loved to play.
Yeah.
Chase us around the house. He laughed from his belly when it came to
Party.
his family. Yes, he did, and he loved my mom.
Mhm.
The cutest thing is how they will be on the phone and he's literally outside. She's coming home and they're still on the phone.
That's so
talking.
cute.
They would always lay on the couch together and they just had this friendship. That's what I
That's so
remember. He was a neat freak.
Mhm.
It's so
Oh.
funny. Literally, our dads are twins.
They never got a chance to
Never
meet.
met.
Never met.
But as we shared stories of our dads, we
Yeah.
literally, they're
They're
identical.
literally the same. They
From
have
From
a
the
demeanor,
style, the demeanor, the attitude,
character,
The way they
the
comb their
profession.
hair.
the perfectionism. Yes, yes.
Literally
Their
twins.
profession.
Yeah.
They were both accountants.
Yeah.
They were. I guess it calls for that. Yeah,
Yes.
you need to present yourself a.
Yes.
Dapper. looking
And
all
they
the
loved our
time.
moms.
And
so
they
I
sure
have
did.
that in common too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is so cute. That is so cute.
Absolutely.
I think for me, like Naomi said, my best memories with dad was the goofiness.
Yeah.
The tickling. He would tickle me until I could not breathe. I hated it though, because I literally could not breathe. But I missed that. And he was always the life of the party in his own way. Around his friends, he was comfortable.
Yes.
Around strangers, good luck.
Okay.
Good luck. But yeah, that's the best memories I always have of him. His laughter, his tickles, and yeah, just a good spirit.
And he always called us mom.
Mom.
Like
yeah.
I was dating before he died, and he would still cut up the meat. He knew that I liked the soft part. He's like, "Mom, come eat this one."
Mhm.
And I'm trying to act all grown.
My dad used to do that.
Always
too.
do that. It doesn't matter where we were.
Yes.
He knew exactly. He would literally be like, "Come here."
Mhm.
He was the
In a
plug.
plug, yes.
He was the
We didn't
plug.
have to do nothing. He will find us where we are.
Yes.
Yeah, I brought you
He'd
there.
show up with a bowl of my favorite parts.
Yes.
I eat the tongue. I know goat
Oh,
tongue
yeah.
for me
it.
is my favorite. I love goat tongue.
And I like a good kidney.
Yes,
Yeah.
you would say the
And Motura,
Of course.
And then you know if it's not good, he's not. I'm like, Dad, you didn't bring. He's like,
You don't
Yeah.
want it.
He's like, that one you don't want it. Just don't worry about it. If I didn't bring it to you, you don't need
You
it.
don't want it. Yes.
Belong.
Absolutely.
That is so cute. They're
I
so similar.
love that.
They are.
I feel like we have twin families,
We
to
really
be honest.
do.
in the
We
weirdest
do.
way.
Literally, y'all are the same years apart
Yes.
as we are.
Yeah.
Basically, right? Almost. Yeah.
Even life experiences.
Yeah.
We have very similar.
Very
We're not going to talk about them, but
That's for
similar.
another
That's
day.
for another day.
Right now, we're focusing on our fathers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
And I thank God we got that chance.
Yeah.
See, sometimes I forget. It's so crazy after all this time. Like, I know the memories by heart,
Yeah.
but when I close my eyes and I really try to think, sometimes I will miss him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see him. It's not as sad as it used to be. And I think that's, that's the grace of God.
Yeah.
That He gives you peace and
Mhm.
healing.
Absolutely.
Because He did His job, and as much as you want Him to be proud wherever He is, and I question myself. I ask, is He proud? Did I
Yeah.
do what I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
But 17 years later, I would have wished He saw my kids.
Mhm.
I would want to see their relationship.
Yeah. I think I struggle with that a lot too.
Especially
I don't think I
because
could. I never in my mind did I fathom or think that he would not be here forever.
Mhm.
I mean, I know you have to. I know everybody dies, but
But
I'm like,
still.
it just never crossed my mind that that would be a thing.
Mhm.
So I am blessed he got to meet both of my kids,
Yeah.
but I was sure they would grow up with him.
Right.
You could tell me otherwise.
I think I looked forward to that most of my life. It's like I can't wait to have kids so they can know their guka, their grandfather, the way we
Yeah.
knew
Yeah.
ours. Because
Yeah.
I mean, we were so close. We were so
Oh,
close
to
with
your
my
guka.
dad's dad. Yes.
Very close.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very close. So
Both of us
I
were-
wanted that
Oh.
relation. I wanted to see my kids experience what I did.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. There's a little bit of guilt there. I feel like I talk to my dad now even more than when he was here.
Okay.
To be honest, yeah, because I'm like, before I make a decision, I literally ask him. Like I talk to him like he's
Right
because I
here.
know he's listening. Like
Oh, of
I
course.
feel him around me all the time. So I'll always be like, "What do you think, Daddy?
Yeah.
What do you think, Pops? You
Right.
know, like, is this the right way to go?"
Yeah.
We're lucky that he's buried really close to home. So
Yeah.
literally, if I just need to kind of process something, I'll go see him.
Yeah.
And talk to him while I'm there. Like, this is what I'm dealing with. Please send me, and I think this is what I do. I have this code with him. Like, I'm like, if you're near me, send me some butterflies, something like that, so I can know that you're listening.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it always happens. It's always, especially when I'm there, it always happens. There's always a butterfly. Always a butterfly.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yes. So
I always tell him, I'm like, I need you to come in my dreams because I need some clear instructions.
Yes.
So come in my dreams and tell me, or just visit. So and he does.
absolutely.
So, and I'll text my mom, and then I'm like, Dad said hi.
Right.
Oh, man. I think the saddest, I'm sorry, Jay, I think the saddest part, and it's sad, we kind of move on with our lives. I have 3 kids, and I get busy, and it takes me to, when I speak to mommy, that's when it hits me.
Yeah.
Like
She doesn't have her person.
you know. She's not as busy as we are. Sometimes it can slip our minds because we're doing so much
much
stuff.
You know, it's so funny you said that because it hit me when my mom was like trying to figure out what to wear for something. She's like, I don't have somebody to zip my zipper. Can you imagine? She was like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, the
little
little
stuff.
things,
It's
the
the
little
smallest,
things.
yeah.
It's crazy, and I think that's what I struggled with at first. I'm like, what do you mean the world doesn't stop?
That's the thing.
How are you supposed to just be normal?
You're just supposed to go back to work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to continue raising your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make sense. It doesn't make
No.
a lot of sense.
So it's hard.
But we were thinking, since it's again Father's Day week, and yes, we've lost our dads, but there's still amazing dads out here, right?
Absolutely.
There are dads that are doing what they need to do.
Yes.
And I think we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about, just dive a little bit. Yes, we lost our dads and the whole process, and how, the whole sickness process, and maybe how men process things, or should we say African men? And it's not like we're generalizing, or that they're all the same.
All men's.
All the men. All the African
And
men.
women.
And women.
Yeah.
We're not trying to
We're
say.
guilty of that.
Yeah, and maybe not all men do it, but I feel like maybe 90%.
There's definitely that issue of people ignoring their symptoms. Especially for our men, they don't feel like they have the space to show weakness, and sickness is weakness.
Yes.
Like, if you think about our dads, they were strong, they were brave, they showed up 100%. Even on their worst day, you would never even know, right?
They never got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we thought.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the mentality, especially men in general. They're raised. You have to be the protector, the provider. So God forbid you're sick.
You're in a position where you can't do that.
Yes.
And they just don't know how to process that. So they'll just ignore, be in denial.
Yeah.
Or pray about it and say, I'll be
Or
fine
wait
tomorrow.
until it's so bad they have no choice but to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's
And by
definitely a
then,
thing.
we're talking crazy diagnosis that maybe there were signs and symptoms that were covered.
Yeah.
Someone took a painkiller and went to sleep, you know. So our dad had cancer, and it moved from his back, from his spine. And throughout the years, my mom now remembers that he would always have, little episodes where he would not be able to get up, or one time he fell, and just the whole not following up,
Yeah.
So you couldn't move your arm today. What's the problem?
Yeah.
You can move it tomorrow after, a few
After
steroids, but
We're not dealing with the
You're
issue.
not dealing with the
dealing.
issue.
Yeah.
we're not saying that if he dealt with it, he'll still be here, but it's just a topic to say, take care of your health, because God gave Dad a chance, because he got sick way back then, before we knew it. We were little. So the fact that he was able to raise us is one thing that we really thank God for, because it spread to his lungs from his spine. So he could have gone way before, but he was able to raise us up, take us to school, through school. And his time came, but for anyone who's not feeling well, even for us, I do that sometimes, pop up a painkiller, Tylenol.
And think I was sharing with my sisters earlier, just to cover this whole topic of how men always have to step up to the table. Because our dad, when he was diagnosed, I'm actually the one that took him for that appointment. And out of respect, I waited in the waiting room because I'm like, he was like, I got it. And he comes out and he was like, oh, I'm good, I'm fine. And I'm like, whoo, hallelujah.
Let's go home.
Yes, let's go home. And like a few days later, I found my mom a little upset at him. And following her gut, she was like, I know you're not telling me something. And lo and behold, yes, he had cancer, stage 4. And I think that killed me a little bit with time, because the fact that he knew that for a couple of days, but he just couldn't share. And the worst part is they told him the time frame. You have like about 4 months to live. And he knew that and he just didn't tell us. So I think for me, and I was around him a lot, I would cook for him, take him for appointments for his chemo. It just breaks my heart to know that every day he sat there and counted the days.
Especially now that you're a mom, right?
Yes. It just hits different now. But
Do you guys feel like sometimes faith plays into the denial that we tend to have? Because I'm like, yes, I believe God is a God of miracles, but we also say that He's a God that gives and takes away. So how do you process and have faith that things can work out while still holding on to reality and knowing, okay, well, now I need to start making moves, because if I have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, it's most likely not going to go away.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you? Let me not say how. I guess for me, one of the things that I figured out through my, healing journey is like sometimes, because when I think about Pops, okay, he got very sick towards the end. And it reached a certain point where I personally started getting a little bit angry, because I'm like, why do we keep trying to find ways to solve something that's not solvable? So it's like sometimes death is God's mercy. Sometimes death is the miracle, and I think about
And when you said that, we talked through that process together. Because we knew my mom was not gonna let go. So we had to talk through it together and say, hey, okay, we have to start making some choices. We have to start making some decisions, because when we sat in a room with the doctors are like, well, this is the situation. What is your plan? And the only thing that came out of my mouth was, we're holding my dad hostage. For us.
It's for us, yeah.
It's not for him. It's not for his benefit. So this is not fixable. And machines are not living life. So yeah, we had to talk through that together. And my mom let us make those decisions. We had to make those decisions, and those words had to come out of my mouth.
Yeah. It literally had to come out of her mouth. I couldn't say anything. It's different when it's something that's likely to happen, and then when it is happening, that's a whole different story. Exactly. I couldn't speak. I couldn't really do anything. But I just remember all of us in that room when he took his last breath, and his heart stopped beating. And I feel like the only thing that could come out of my mouth was, thank you, God. Thank you for giving my father this peace. Thank you for your goodness, your mercy, because he really did suffer through the holidays for us. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I said all that to say, reality is still a thing, because there's a lot of things that you need to plan ahead of time. And it's like you waste some time because you're like, oh, well, maybe if we do this, we can fix that. There's always solutions. Your doctors will always give you solutions, but the inevitable is the inevitable. Yeah.
And faith without action.
Faith without action is dead.
Yeah. And if you're going to have faith that God is a healer, which He is, you're not going to tell Him how to do it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So if He provides the doctor, or He does not, and the doctor, or He provides a doctor that says, nothing can be done. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay to pray and hope, but it's okay to also know that He is the last and the final word.
Yeah.
So if He's gone, that was His will.
Yeah.
And as much as it hurts, we have to always remember we cannot choose when to trust Him.
Yeah.
When it's convenient for us. You know, we have to trust Him regardless of how the situation is. And I think that's the hardest part.
I don't know, y'all sharing that kind of took me back to the day, and it kind of takes me back to our relationship and the big sister and little sister. And I commend Cindy, because you just were like, I couldn't do it, and she had to step up. Because I remember when Dad passed, I actually had an evening class that day, and I remember it was a math class in college, and Naomi actually texted me, and she was like, hey, can you come back? Dad was to see you, or something like that. And that was not the case. I had to go back because he had passed. And so I walked in the room, and it's weird talking about this, I still can remember her face, because I walked in and then it hit me, and either she did or someone was like, he passed, and I remember feeling the worst heat in my body, and I went up to him and I was like, you gotta wake up. Like I remember saying, Dad, you gotta wake up. And Naomi, we're so different, because for me, I will have a mental breakdown, I will literally lose it. She was so composed, and I know she was hurting, but I think for her, she had to keep it together. Me, on the other hand, oh my gosh, I was it was bad. So that reminds me of the whole big sisters over there doing their thing. Me, on the other hand, I'm not gonna lie, in that moment, I did not think of thanking God about anything. I was mad. I told that man, I was like, Dad, you better wake up
right now.
Right this minute. But
she missed the whole 45 minutes of me screaming. She wasn't there because they called me. See, I was already married, and I feel as if I missed so much not being around. So I was married and privately pregnant.
Privately pregnant. Okay.
So my brother called me. It was a morning. I remember he's like, yo, you have to come. And I didn't know that night they had rushed him to the hospital. And so I get there and he's in bed. There's a lot of people. And of course, Carrie stays outside. My husband, he's like, this is family stuff. So he was outside. And I came in, and what really bothers me till today, and it's sad, is that I had missed the whole speech. He told my brother what he would want from him.
Wow.
He told her, you know, so
with his eyes closed, by the way. And that was after the pastor came and prayed, and this man had not talked for like 2 days.
Wow.
And he told me his last words, and yep, he did.
And I wasn't told nothing, right? The only thing he said is, did you come by yourself? And I go, no, Carrie brought me. He's like, tell him to come in. And Carrie came in, and, you know, a lot of people, you know how Kenyans we do it. But that night, my bro and I slept with him. You know, we stayed in the hospital. And I remember he asked for a couple of stuff. He's like, give me a pen and paper. I'm gonna write some stuff. And deep down, I knew this is gonna be it. You know.
Think about it.
So I remember telling him, "Thank you for raising us," and he nodded his head. And I knew he heard. You know, it's like if there is anything that you wanna tell your parents now that you have them, you know, tell them now. So when he passed that morning. It wasn't morning, it was afternoon.
Yes.
So my mom had left to go take a shower, blah, blah, blah. And literally, as she said, he had his eyes closed and he did not have no heavy breathing or anything, but he sat up. This was the craziest thing. He sat up, locked eyes with me straight up, and then he lay back down. And I could not believe, because first I thought, he's getting better. And then that's it. The line went. Wow. I don't remember what I said. I just, my sister-in-law now, her mom, I thank God for that woman, was in the room with me, and someone else. I don't know who that was. Because I don't think I remember anything but blackout. Because I couldn't, my mom is not here, so she doesn't know. I'm the only one. I've been asking for a word, I get him. This is what I'm getting. So, life is short.
That's so short.
and it doesn't process. And I know Neems was talking about stages of grief. I can tell you, I think I bounced from all the stages.
Absolutely, it's not in order.
I
I don't think it
Yes.
ever happens in order.
I don't think it does, but
And then we're at that age where our parents are getting older.
Yes.
So we're losing parents. Our friends are losing their parents. We're having to care for our parents. So
a little more,
yeah. So I mean,
it's a surreal stage.
you're raising kids.
I felt like it was gonna. You feel like it's so far away,
It does feel like it's so
and
far
I feel
away.
like we're too young to be doing this.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
but life is life.
It is life.
you know. So give your fathers their flowers
Yes.
If
while
you have
you
them.
have them.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Hold
feel
them
like I would.
tight.
I definitely would. I would have continued to push because they're so macho. Our
Yeah.
dads are manly men.
So
Oh my
manly.
God.
Until you see them with
And
the
mushy.
grandkids. Like,
Exactly.
Oh gosh,
Literally.
a whole other side comes out.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everyone would say how my dad is so like just
so serious.
proper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is very proper. He was
big
very
as
proper.
marshmallow. You were
I know.
Literally.
that man. We had him.
Character.
Like,
Yes. He was just the
biggest
lover. He was a lover.
And I think it's okay to talk about it.
It is.
I think it's tough, but I think every time we've talked about it a million times, it feels better.
It
to
does
let
feel
out.
better.
It does.
We'll
does.
cry, then we'll laugh,
Yeah.
and you just kind of feel
Mhm.
a little lighter.
Yeah.
And once in a while, mommy will mention him
Yeah.
That's
with
not.
so much
A
pride
lot.
all the time. With so much pride. Now my son's about to graduate, and I just imagine how
He's
that
gonna
will
be there, but
be.
he
will be there.
Yeah. But hey, let's give flowers to the uncles.
The uncles too.
Okay, the uncles that
You
step
know what
up.
I mean?
Yeah, some really good uncles out there.
There's some
Yeah.
great uncles.
Absolutely.
You know, and we thank God for them.
And that role is very important.
It is.
It really is.
Very.
And I do have a great father-in-law. I thank God for that.
That's
Good.
amazing.
It's a blessing.
Because we're at that stage where we are a little comfortable. We can give our parents stuff.
Yeah.
There's always that which dad was here. I know he loved this.
Mhm.
He loved this.
So you do it with him.
Whoever you have, whoever you
Yes.
your uncles,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
in-laws, just share the love.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And happy Father's Day.
Yes. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there.
Yes.
Let's
And
give
everyone
our-
with heavenly fathers.
Yes.
Dads
We're
in
sending
heaven.
you extra hugs, extra love.
Let's take care of our health.
Yeah, take care of your health for sure.
Yeah, we need y'all here as long as possible.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Pray,
so,
pray and act.
what comment? Let us know what we missed. Let us know what we could have added. Again, Elaine said share your great memories with the dads that you still have or the dads that you lost.
And we've barely touched when it comes to our dads.
We
Exactly.
barely. Oh my
We
gosh.
just-
That would
we
be
haven't. We haven't
You see?
scratched the surface.
No, we have
barely
not.
scratched the surface.
But yeah, happy Father's Day from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the great dads, keep doing you.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of
We
great dads out
celebrate
there.
you. We love you,
y'all.
fathers.
Yes.
We would be lost without fathers in this world. Their
sure.
role is definitely very important.
Very.
So to all the dads out there doing the damn thing,
Keep
you
doing
know,
it.
keep doing it.
Yes.
We see you. We love you. But yeah,
And if you have a dad and you're not in terms, find it in yourself.
yes.
Life is so short.
A dad or mom, anything, find it in yourself to find some type of forgiveness.
Mhm.
Because life is short.
It's so short.
So happy Father's Day.
Yeah, I guess that's it for this episode. You guys let us know how you relate in the comment section. Again, don't forget to like the video as always. I'm always going to say that. I'm the one that's going to advocate. Okay. I will remind you every
subscribe.
like, subscribe, comment.
Yes.
Let us know, again, let us know what kind of topics you want us to cover.
Please,
I always
any
say
topic.
that as well.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you guys for joining us again. We will
Sister,
see you in the next
sister.